Alright, it says I'm streaming. Let me do this. Am I on? No. Probably sitting here looking like an idiot right now. I'm probably streaming live. If y'all can see me, hold on one second. It says I'm live, but it's not. Please use a keyframe 2 seconds or less keyframes in consent. One second. I hope y'all. It says I've been live for 1 minute and 20 seconds, so. It's very aggravating. I'm trying to get my yeah, see, it still says fucking please stand by. Wait, are we good? It says I'm live, so I'm not good with technology, so, and I've already lost a bunch of viewers. This ain't good. Alright, they're saying I'm live, so Jenna, if you're watching, can you let me know if I'm coming through good? Running this quick test. So Jenna's messaging me to make sure. Come on, Jenna. I apologize for this brief delay. The encoders didn't want to work, so hopefully I'm coming through good. I want to say thanks to everybody that's tuning in. Start off by saying my name is Rick. I am the founder and lead investigator of Paranormal Warnings. I am also the founder and the sole admin on Paranormal World. Tonight, as everybody knows, it is Friday 13th, and it's a full moon. So I wanted to sit down, run this live event, and get this thing going. I'm going to talk about the Velasca Axe Murder House, because if you guys have been on my channel, you have noticed there are 5 episodes out on it right now. Me and my team went in there May 8th, and we had some crazy stuff happening. Okay, I'm live, so I'm turning this back on airplane mode. But anyways, we had some crazy stuff happening.
Waiting for Bluetooth connection.
I have tried to, sorry, this is for my Echovox later. So we went in there May 8th. The whole ride up there is just me and Cher riding up there, and it was awesome. I mean, we were really pumped to get up in there. We arrived. We had two guests, Caleb and Michael, with us. They won the giveaway on Paranormal World. If you're not a fan of Paranormal World, go over there and check it out. I've been open for over 5 months, and I've got 51,000 followers. So I'm trying to funnel them all over to this YouTube channel and all that. But anyways, so we all show up. We're really excited to get in this house. We get to tour. The lady tells us right off the bat that she didn't want to go upstairs. She was scared of upstairs. So that's the first place I'm going to run to. I go upstairs, and that's when I had my first encounter with Paul. It was a little boy. I seen him. He was standing on the stairs, and he basically peeked around the corner at me and then took off running. So then I knew we were in for a little bit of a fun night. But we get up there, and stuff just got out of control. I wanted to go over a little bit over Velasca and give you guys the back brief on it, because a lot of people have probably been watching my videos and they heard the name William come through and all this stuff, but they probably don't know the backstory. So I'm going to do that quick before the Echovox session. Then we're going to do that, and hopefully we can get some people to come through. The murders happened in Villisca, Iowa on June 10th, 1912, over 102 years ago. The guy, whoever did it, hid in the house while the family was at church. The family come back from church and did their thing, went to bed later that night, and that's when he came out, and he hacked them to death. I mean, with an axe. Killed 8 people. 6 people of the Moore family, and 2 girls from the Stillinger family. The victims was Mr. Moore, and it'll connect a little bit later, but Mr. and Miss Moore, you had Herman, he was the 11-year-old boy, Catherine, the 10-year-old girl, Boyd, 7 years old, Paul was 5 years old. Then you had Lena, the 12-year-old. Lena is the little girl that spoke to us most of the night. She basically changed my life that night. If you've seen the videos, especially in episode number 5, where she is sitting there flirting with me and having a good time. It took me 5 days after that investigation just to get over the helplessness and just the feeling of I can't help the kids and all that. So it was very rough for me. And then you had Ina Stillinger. They had suspects. They had a whole slew of suspects in this case. There was one guy actually on trial, and he was acquitted. So they basically let him go. Frank Jones was the biggest suspect. He was an Iowa State senator. Mr. Moore worked for him, and they had this business. Well, Mr. Moore actually ventured off and made his own business and became a competitor of Mr. Jones. So they said that might have been a reason for Mr. Jones to kill Mr. Moore and his family. But the huge thing, which a lot of people really don't know this, is Mr. Moore, it's not confirmed, but possibly had an affair with Mr. Jones' daughter-in-law. So Mr. Jones probably didn't like the fact that he left, took business away from him, and now he's sleeping with his daughter-in-law. So that's one of the things. The name we got to come through on more than one occasion, and he even answered to us more than one occasion if you've seen our videos, was William Mansfield. This guy was from Blue Island, Illinois. And the thing that's weird about that is he was actually convicted of axe murders in 1914. Really big into drugs. He was a coke fiend. But they had him on trial too for another murder, and he actually won that one. He got acquitted too, which is weird. And actually won a lawsuit, and I think I was reading that he won like $2,225 from the guy for putting him on trial. And then the other ones that were on there, a lot of you guys, if you've seen Ghost Adventures, you know the name Andy Sawyer. They got Andy to come through. Do I think it was him? No. Then you had Reverend George Kelly. Then you had Henry Lee Moore and Joe Ricks. These are all kinds of names. Now, I'm trying to put this all together. I'm trying to figure out, why did we hit it on an active night? Number one, it was stormy. Electrical storms bring up activity. Everybody knows that. That's in the paranormal field. Number two, and I'm not saying this is why, but there could be a connection. Me and Cher rode up from Kansas City. A lot of the investigators and even William Mansfield was around the Kansas City area one time. So there could be a connection there that's doing all that. There was actually a fingerprint guy that came up from Leavenworth, Kansas. I live right outside Leavenworth, Kansas. When he got up there, I think the tour guide was telling us that he was hard of hearing, but they thought he was drunk or something like that, so they sent him home. So you got to imagine back in 1912, the stuff that they didn't have. They didn't have DNA. They could do fingerprints, but they didn't have the databases. They don't have the internet like we did nowadays. I mean, just imagine living back then. While I was standing inside that house, I was kind of looking around, and I was kind of thinking to myself, this house is small. It's a very small house. But how did he get away with killing 8 people? He started upstairs. He killed the mom and dad. But then he went over and killed the 4 kids in the other bedroom. If you've seen my episodes, it's episode 2 and episode 4. We're upstairs in that bedroom. The only child to have signs of fighting off the attacker was Lena Stillinger. She was downstairs in the basement. She's the one that spoke to us all night. At one point told me I was comforting. At one point she told Caleb he smelled and he talked too much. So this little girl was very active inside this house. She had signs of sexual molestation before or after she was killed. So this little girl, she went through a lot. She was trying to fight off the attacker. She had marks on her arms from the axe and everything. The rest of them, they were just bluntly killed. But Lena was the only one that had the marks. So while we were up there, I picked up the 100-year anniversary newspaper. It's got a whole bunch of information in there. I mean, it's like 3 pages. 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 pages long. And it's just got a whole bunch of the opening arguments, the pictures of the kids. I mean, it's something else. And I keep this with me anywhere I go. It's just one of them nights that kind of changed my life. So I hope you guys get to watching them videos. And I hope you guys can understand that, that's Hollywood. I'm just a normal guy from Kansas City that is into the paranormal. I love to give them the voice. So go ahead and watch all 6 episodes and let me know what you think. There were no effects or no nothing. It's straight up video footage. I put captions in there for stuff that we heard. There's been other stuff that other people have heard. So I will hope that you guys will go watch them. I try to keep the stuff short and simple, but a couple of them are 29, 30 minutes long. So if you'll take time to watch them after this show. But I think we're going to get to the good stuff now. A couple nights ago, I ran a test. Me and Jenna we did a Google Plus Hangout. And I ran the Echovox just to see what we would get. I didn't think my house had anything really going on in it. But, I mean, we ran, let's see if I can show you, my dowsing rods. I had my pendulum going. So I love this thing. It's very responsive to me. But what I want to do is I'm going to invite the spirits back in, and hopefully I can get Elizabeth to come back through. I'm hoping you guys will be able to hear this. But what I got is the Echovox. Danny Bigbeard, he's watching, giving you a shout out right now, man. It's the Echovox. And I'm telling you what, if you don't have this in your paranormal toolbox, you better go buy it. I mean, it's like 19, 20 bucks. One of the best things I've ever invested in. We got a lot of great stuff in Velasca and all these other places that I've been. I'll show you how it works tonight. I'm running my Bluetooth so it gets a little bit louder. I'm going to run it on Echo, so I'm hoping you guys can hear it. We're going to see if we can get Miss Elizabeth to come back through. Miss Elizabeth told us the other night that she was the one that was killed a couple years ago. We had a bad car accident right out front of here. Semi and hit a car head on, basically right out in front of a house. So a female did come through the other night. She did say her name was Elizabeth. She was 29 years old. When I asked how she died, we thought we heard car wreck. So I'm also running my camera in the background, so if this doesn't upload, I will upload that footage of this so you guys can watch this later on. But I think we'll go ahead and get to it. How's that sound? Alright. If there are any spirits in here with us right now, I'm inviting you in. You cannot harm me. You cannot touch me. I also have a REM pod down here. If you could touch that to let these people know that you're here, that'd be awesome. I've already had one REM pod hit earlier when I was trying to set this up. I was getting aggravated at the encoder, and that thing went off. It had a quick hit. So we're gonna hope that there are spirits. Elizabeth, if you're here, you spoke to me the other night. Don't mind my stones. I got all my stones laying out here. Since it is full moon, I got to recharge them. We're going to see if we can get... Is there anybody here with us right now? I'm running bank in here. Elizabeth, are you with us? Yes. How you doing tonight, Elizabeth? You there, Elizabeth? Yes, Elizabeth. Is there somebody else with her? Did you say Amber? Who is Amber? Who is Amber? Your friend? Was there a friend in the car with you, Elizabeth? Can you hear me? How many spirits are with me right now? Three? Can you speak clear? How did you die? Who's the guy trying to come through? Arnold. Who are you, Arnold? The camera's going weird back there. It's got something blinking. Hold on one second. Or just quit working back there. Elizabeth, are you here with me? Elizabeth and Arnold. Who else is with you? Did you say Hope? Can you speak one at a time? Hi, Arnold. Is this full moon giving you power? Where are you at right now? We're going to try this. You have to speak up. Can you point to where you are right now? Can you point to where you are? Thank you. Are you to my left? Who's to my left? My left, yes. Over here. Why are you here? What about my head? Or did something happen to your head? Knife. What about a knife? My name is Rick. What was that? I could have swore they just said hit him. Do you know you're dead? Viewers, make sure if you hear something, leave a comment. I tend to miss stuff. And I hope you can hear it. Do you like the fact that I'm streaming you live worldwide? Who's lucky? They are? The viewers are lucky.
What? Liz.
Are you trying to talk to Liz? They're holding a conversation. What is your name, sir? How did you die, sir? What was that, sir? How did you die? Somebody take your breath?
What?
You got a lot of grief right now? What are you sad about? Can you speak one at a time? Can I talk to Liz? Yes, you. Did you just tell me whatever? Liz, how old were you when you passed? How old were you when you died? 28? How did you die, Liz? I'm going to try to switch to Bank B, see what we can get out of that. Can you talk through this, Liz? How many spirits are with me tonight? Did you say 2? Tell who to stop. If you can see me, how many fingers am I holding up? Can you tell me how many fingers I'm holding up?
Nope.